You're watching the #1 news source for the Western Piedmont. This is NewsWatch 12 at noon.
I'm Margaret Johnson at the Coliseum in Greensboro, where the stage is being set for the big ACC tournament. I'll have a live report.
And I'm Ben Salt in Winston-Salem, where a convicted child killer could learn his fate. I'll have that story.
Also today, find out how you can read someone just by watching their body language. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Wanda Starke, and thanks for joining us today. The ACC tournament is just 2 days away. Officials at the Greensboro Coliseum are putting in a lot of work to make sure the event goes smoothly. Our Margaret Johnson joins us now from the Greensboro Coliseum. Margaret, how is the event shaping up?
Well, Wanda, the tournament is sold out, and the only way to get tickets now may be to buy them from scalpers on game day. The ACC tournament is a big deal for this area. Officials want everything to look good and fans to be satisfied. Workers are busy sprucing up the place, washing down seats, painting, sweeping, dusting. With more than 22,000 people expected for the tournament, for fans, parking and getting to the game on time is likely to be some of their #1 concerns. You'll remember in January when 2 other events were being held at the Coliseum on the same day as the Carolina game. They had problems with parking and shuttle buses not arriving on time. But Coliseum officials say they learned a lot from that and all the bugs are worked out.
But the combination of the new Freeman Mill interchange coming off of I-40, which will direct people with the police assistance right up into the parking lots here at the Coliseum, and as well as our shuttle system that's going to be working on a designated lane. The buses will be in a lane by themselves. It'll be separated from the general traffic lanes, and that will allow them to be on a continual loop. I think we're much better prepared in terms of our experiences at the Carolina-Virginia Tech game.
And of course, all the action kicks off on Thursday. Back to you, Wanda.
Margaret, I understand that a lot of calls have been coming into central office. What are the people asking?
Well, they want to know if there are any more tickets left, which there aren't, and they want to know where they'll be sitting. They want to know about parking and how much of a problem is that might present for them.
All right, Margaret, thanks for that live report. Police are asking for your help this afternoon in locating a missing girl. 14-year-old Kimberly Hope Mabe of Stokes County was last seen at Cook's Flea Market on University Parkway in Winston-Salem. Authorities say Kimberly was last seen with some men described as Hispanic. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Kimberly Hope Mabe, please contact the Winston-Salem Police Department or the Stokes County Sheriff's Office. A woman accused of stealing more than $22,000 from Crisis Control Ministry in Winston-Salem has been ordered to pay back the money. You may recall the case of Marie Hutto, a former secretary at Crisis Control. Ministry sued her after the district attorney said there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute her for embezzlement. When Hutto failed to respond to the lawsuit, the judge ordered that she repay the $22,000. Through her attorney, Hutto has denied any wrongdoing. A Clemens man found guilty of killing his 2-year-old stepdaughter is expected to be sentenced today. Samuel Flippen was convicted of first-degree murder yesterday. Ben Salt has been following the sentencing phase this morning. Ben, have they handed down a decision?
Wanda, the fate of Samuel Flippen hangs in the balance today. The testimony in his sentencing hearing ended a short while ago. Now it's up to the jury to decide if Flippen will get life in prison or the death penalty for killing his 2-year-old stepdaughter. Little Brittany Hutton died from internal injuries after she was beaten at the Flippen's home in Clemens. Flippen claims she fell off a high chair, but the jury thought otherwise and convicted him of first-degree murder yesterday. Today at the sentencing hearing, defense attorneys called several witnesses, including Flippen's own mother, who think highly of his character.
All I can say is that I love him very much, and I'm very proud to be his mother. And that he is a good, kind-hearted person, and he would never hurt anybody. When he was small, boys used to jump on him, and I told him if he didn't take up for himself, I was going to whip him. He says, "But Mama, I don't want to hurt anybody." And he didn't like to hurt people, and he didn't like to fight and stuff. You know.
Flippen started crying in court during his mother's testimony, during, in fact, that very interview that or bit of testimony you saw. Defense attorneys will have asked the jury to consider that Flippen has no prior criminal record. Deliberations will be going on this afternoon, and we'll have the latest at 6 o'clock.
Ben, so what happens if the jury can't agree on the death penalty?
Well, They do have to have a unanimous agreement on the death penalty. It has to be 12-0. That's North Carolina law. If it's not unanimous, then it will automatically be life in prison.
All right, thanks, Ben Salt, for that live report. That 15-year-old accused of shooting a Thomasville cab driver in the head may be tried as an adult, but the courts will have to make a special exception for that during a hearing today. Officials haven't released the teen's name. The cab driver has been out of the hospital since Sunday, but one of the 6 bullets that hit him is still inside his head. Wayne Beatty says he knows he's lucky to be alive.
So I felt the first one going back in my head, and I threw my right hand behind my head, and he shot. I felt the second one go in my hand. So after that, and I just went down into the seat, and evidently he had reached over the seat and just popped 4 more. 2 more in my head and 2 more in my hand.
Beatty had only been on the job for about 5 months, but he says this experience has persuaded him to find another line of work. Beatty is the 2nd cab driver shot by a passenger in the Western Piedmont since November, but cab drivers say the risk is all part of their job. At Willard's Cab Company in Winston-Salem, 16 drivers worked the overnight shift. They say despite the shooting in Thomasville, they plan to continue driving their cabs. We now know the origin of the gun used to kill Officer Steve Amos last week. Officer Amos was shot during a standoff at the Hilltop Ridge Apartments in Winston-Salem. George Page is accused of shooting him with a high-powered rifle. Now police say Page bought the rifle 5 years ago at the Roses department store on Peters Creek Parkway. State law allows the purchase of that type of rifle without a background check. Some Surrey County parents are hoping to stop plans to redraw some school district lines. They showed up at the Surrey County School Board meeting last night. The redistricting would force some students to be bused from Dobson Elementary to Mountain Park Elementary. 538 students attend Dobson School and only 119 at Mountain Park. By changing the lines, 20 to 25 students would transfer from Dobson to Mountain Park to help with the enrollment. But parents didn't like that idea.
A move to a new environment will have a devastating effect on their learning and social abilities.
The Surrey County School Board voted in favor of doing away with the committee that's been studying redistricting. The board will meet April 6th to continue discussing what to do about the overcrowding problem at Dobson. If you're having problems with your computer, it may be sick with the Michelangelo virus. It happens every March 6th, which is also Michelangelo's birthday. You'll know if your computer has the virus if you turn on your computer and get a message reading, "Unable to recognize drive C." The cure can be found in antivirus programs or by changing your computer date to March 7th. Whether you're trying to figure out your computer language or people's body language, you don't have to be psychic. Body language experts say the way you move says a lot about what you're thinking. So what signals are you sending about yourself, and what can you learn about someone else just by watching them? Kathy Vera shows us.
Can you tell what someone is thinking by the way they walk or how they motion with their hands?
Like the mouth might tell you one thing, but the body may be sending you different signals entirely.
It's called body language, and like it or not, you're sending clues about yourself with every motion.
One of the signals that will tell you when somebody's lying is they touch themselves below the bridge of the nose and the upper lip as they talk. So any of these signals could mean they're lying or could mean they got a cold.
Other signals someone might be lying: excessive blinking, touching the ear, passing the hand over the mouth as they speak, and rubbing the eyes. No doubt such information would be valuable in your private life, but it could also give you the upper hand in your professional life.
If you go and you see your boss and he's seated back like this, what he's saying is your ball? Go ahead. Tell me something. I'm all ears.
Other signals: adjusting your collar. You might be uncomfortable, or it could mean you're not telling the truth. Feet flat on the floor, you're in control. Leaning forward shows you're interested. Other signals: palms open, truthfulness. Hand over hand, like a mother holding a child's hand, insecurity. Fingers interlaced, frustration. And the higher the hands, the more frustrated you are. Legs crossed at the ankle, insecurity. Legs crossed at the calves and ankles, like a pretzel, you might be thinking of sex. Keep in mind, one signal alone won't always tell you what someone is thinking. Instead, look for a series of signals the next time you're trying to read someone's mind. Kathy Vara, NBC News.
Something as simple as the way you cross your arms can tell people a lot about you. 75% of the population cross their arms left over right. They are usually introverted, fond of words and numbers, and they worry a lot and their feelings are easily hurt. Right arm on top, well, they are extroverts, very visually oriented. They have problems with deadlines, take more risk, and laugh easily. Coming up on NewsWatch 12 at noon.
I'm Dr. Rich Ford. Coming up, the latest on the treatment and diagnosis of heart disease in dogs and cats.
And these wild turkeys are actually trained professionals doing their job. We'll explain a little later on the show, but first, we asked for sun. We got it for now anyway. Let's find out from Chris how long the spring-like weather will last. Chris?
Well, Wanda, long enough to give us spring-like thunderstorms for sure. Those are in the forecast, and some pretty incredible temperatures, too. We'll talk more about that as NewsWatch 12 at noon continues.
You're watching NewsWatch 12 at noon with Wanda Starke and Chris Runge with weather. This is NewsWatch 12 at
noon. Would you like to try new Snackwell cereal bars?
Oh, Snackwells for breakfast? I thought you only baked cookies.
Well, no. Give them a try.
Say, this is delicious.
I know.
Ooh, strawberry.
And they're the only cereal bar that's fat-free.
Terrific. Can I have another?
I'm sorry. I only have so many.
New fat-free Snackwell cereal bars. So good, can we ever make enough?
Yoo-hoo! Got any left for us?
When we talked to small businesses in the South, we heard that finding an easier way for customers to call would be greatly appreciated. Well, consider it done. Introducing Small Business 800 service with call detail for an accurate listing of customer calls. Not surprisingly, it's from the communications company designed for small business, Southern Bell Small Business Services. Give us a call and watch how we're listening. 1-800-WE-HEAR-YOU.
At Hamrick's, we're celebrating 50 years of value. For 50 years, Hamrick's has brought you and your family name brand fashions at the best prices anywhere. To celebrate our 50th anniversary and to thank our customers, we have filled our stores with exciting fashions for the entire family at prices you won't believe. Don't miss this golden opportunity for big savings during Hamrick's 50th anniversary sale going on now.
We got you covered from head to toe. Nobody knows clothes like Hamrick's.
Everybody tries to beat Liberty Lincoln Mercury's prices, but can they do it? We don't think so. Can anybody beat $18,999 on a new Mercury Villager loaded with equipment? We don't think so. Or save big during our annual Spring Cougar sale as low as $15,999 loaded. Now at Liberty Lincoln Mercury, everybody tries to beat Liberty Lincoln Mercury and Winston-Salem's prices, but can they do it? We don't think so. Cedar Parkway, Winston-Salem.
I don't know about you, but it's good to see that sun.
It really is. Yesterday it was nice too, yesterday afternoon. But temperatures right now already probably 13, 14 degrees above normal already.
What is it now?
It is right around 70 degrees in most spots. But that can only mean that with cooler air on the way, we're going to have to deal with something in between.
No.
No what? No in between or no cooler air?
We don't want to hear about that.
Oh, okay. Well, the in between is the thunderstorms, and behind that, colder air, and we'll talk more about it in a moment. But we will be watching for thunderstorms, especially as we head into this evening and tonight. Check of Super Doppler 12 right now on the 150-mile scan shows that we have nothing to report at this hour. The activity not moving into western North Carolina yet, but it's going to be real important to keep track of these thunderstorms as we head into later this afternoon and tonight. And you're really going to see this radar system shine as we pick up some of those really big thunderstorms developing across the western part of the state. So you want to be sure and tune in, Scott, later on tonight as more in the way of activity pops up on this radar screen. Let's take a look right now where we should be for this time of year with an average high and low of 57 and 35. Your records: 81 established in 1974, 11 in 1988. Here are the current numbers. At the Weather Center, we're at 70 degrees. The winds are out of the southwest at 10. They're gusting to 22, so rather breezy afternoon. But again, with those southwesterly winds, the temperature really rising. Humidity 66%. We've got a falling barometer and 9/10 of an inch of rain in our rain gauge for the month of March. Here's a check of temperatures around the area right now. 69 in Kernersville. Smith Reynolds Airport in Winston-Salem is reporting 69. 70 at PTI and in High Point. 69 for Thomasville. Mount Airy is reporting 64, and generally in the 50s across the mountains, where temperatures there are above normal as well. As far as the satellite picture goes across the area, this is the visible view of the east, and you can see that the thicker clouds now confined to the mountains, where they are all reporting mostly cloudy conditions. Still some breaks in the clouds across the Piedmont area, and mostly sunny skies being reported in coastal areas where temperatures are having no problem climbing as well. 72 in Wilmington right now, 70 degrees being reported at Raleigh-Durham. It's already 75 at Charleston and in Savannah, and they're only 3 shy of 80 at this hour in Jacksonville, Florida. They're up to 77. 70 at Atlanta, Georgia right now. As far as things go, back out to the west, this is the satellite picture of the southeast. You can pick out North Carolina right here with, again, those clouds thickening up. Here's the reason why. We've got that frontal system that's pushing in our direction and some really, really bright clouds back out to the west. These are some powerful thunderstorms that continue to fire up along and ahead of that front. Watch them as they explode. This, again, is that colder air spilling south from Canada and meeting that warm, moist, unstable air across the southeast. And the result, obviously, some big thunderstorms. Look at all the watch boxes we have at this hour. Tornado watches out for Louisiana, also southern Mississippi, and they've just issued a new one that extends from Mississippi all the way back through Alabama and the panhandle of Florida, and more in the way of strong thunderstorms expected in this area as we head into this afternoon. Frontal system gets much better defined later today, and it continues to work its way off to the east, with thunderstorms firing up really from the Gulf Coast back up to the Great Lakes. The strongest thunderstorms are going to be right along this area of low pressure here. That's where the most intense activity will be. But later tonight, as the entire thing works its way off to the east, we'll have to watch for the potential for heavy rain, especially in the mountains, where we could see some more flooding, and we'll watch for those thunderstorms in our area too. High pressure builds in, and if we play our cards right, that's your weekend weather with clear skies, but colder temperatures in the interim. We'll see 60s and 70s today, but colder air on its heels. Forecast now for the mountains today: scattered showers and thunderstorms and 61. Tonight, look for more of the same with heavy rain and 47. On the coast, 70 to 75 with partly cloudy skies and maybe a shower late. Here's your Piedmont forecast. Won't rule out a shower toward evening, but partly sunny and mild generally with a high of 74. And for tonight, 53. Showers and thunderstorms continue. Here's your extended outlook. Tomorrow, more thunderstorms, especially in the morning. And keep in mind that with tomorrow's high of 56, it's probably going to be one of those days where the temperature drops off throughout the day. On Thursday, that's wrong. That should be partly sunny skies on Thursday instead of rain. And 44, 50, and 62 for Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
This is Severe Weather Awareness Week, and because of that, that's what we're basing our weather questions on. How many tornadoes touched down in North Carolina last year?
Okay.
Pretty high
we
number.
have them in North Carolina?
In North Carolina.
A high number?
For us, yes, it's high.
Okay. All right. Coming up next on NewsWatch 12 at noon, protecting your pets against heart disease. We'll tell you how medical technology is keeping them safe and healthy. But first, here's a look at what you'll see on WXII tonight.
Disabled, unable to work, Social Security disability could be the answer. Anna Caldwell has been representing clients for Social Security disability since 1987. Let her and her staff put their knowledge and understanding of Social Security disability to work for you. Remember, there are no fees unless we win. Anna E. Caldwell, PA, attorney at law, winning the benefits you deserve.
How did Oatmeal Crisp bring the taste of oatmeal to life?
With all your favorite stuff. But wait, that's not enough. Oatmeal Crisp. This is good, made great. Take a bite and celebrate.
Oatmeal Crisp. Golden flakes made with oatmeal doctored up 3 ways. Raisins touched with brown sugar, apples and cinnamon, crunchy almonds.
Call us tough. Call us gentle. Call us careful. Call us today. Stanley Steamer.
Our powerful deep steam cleaning process gently removes all the dirt from your carpet without harmful chemicals or abrasive scrubbers, so it's completely safe. And we carefully move all your furniture and put it back when we're through. Stanley Steamer. Call us tough. Call us gentle. Call us careful. Call us today.
Call now about our spring cleaning special.
I was walking around campus and everyone kept calling me Eddie. I said, my name's not Eddie. I kept telling them my name is Bob, and then I met myself. Ta-da! Like that.
It was like looking in a mirror. All of a sudden, I had this twin brother I never knew about, going to the same school. The media picked up on our story. Before we knew it, we got a call from David.
We were triplets, separated at birth. And now we all have something we never thought we'd have. Brothers to argue with.
Not that we ever argue.
Family. One channel celebrates its extraordinary power.
Each day, thousands of people benefit from the advances in medical technology. Now our pets can also receive the same medical help. Dr. Rich Ford tells us how such technology is helping to beat heart disease in dogs and cats.
Heart attacks almost never occur in dogs and cats, but heart failure is among the most common causes of death in older animals. Cardiomyopathy, myocarditis, heartworm disease, and many other causes of heart failure have been diagnosed in both dogs and cats. Early recognition and treatment can significantly extend the lifespan of a pet diagnosed with heart failure, but they need their owner's help. Since our speechless friends can't verbalize their symptoms, it's the pet owner that usually recognizes a problem first. Regardless of the pet's age, the most common signs to look for in early heart failure are weakness, exercise intolerance, coughing, fainting, or unexplained collapse. Today's technology enables veterinarians to rapidly and safely assess heart disease by simply listening to the heart's rate and rhythm with a stethoscope, performing an electrocardiogram, or by applying more advanced technology like echocardiography.
The echocardiogram uses sound waves to actually image the heart. So you can look inside the heart. You can see the anatomy of the chambers of the heart valves. We can look at cardiac function. How well is the heart squeezing to eject blood? And we can look at the direction and velocity of blood flow using Doppler echocardiographic technology.
Gourmet chicken.
Depending on the diagnosis, treatments can range from diet to surgery. Most dogs and cats with heart failure are managed with medication like digitalis, Lasix, Inderol, Capitan. They're typical examples. If these drugs sound familiar, they are. The same drugs used to treat heart disease in humans are routinely used in pets. For NBC News, I'm Dr. Rich Ford.
And remember, our pets can't tell us where it hurts, so look for those warning signs. Early diagnosis could add years to your pet's life. Still to come on NewsWatch 12 at noon. Why are these wild turkeys roaming freely? It's their job. We'll have the story coming up next.
94.5, The Rock Alternative, the Piedmont's home for new rock. 94.5.
Hey, little babe, let me light your candle coals, and mama, I'm sure all the henna now gets around.
Cool stuff that rocks. 94.5, The Rock Alternative. 94.5, The Rock Alternative. Where the Piedmont comes to rock. 94.5, The Rock Alternative.
I've learned there are two places you'll always get more than you bargained for. Standing on a bathroom scales and shopping at Rose's. Just check out these heavy deals. Like the $10 savings on this fish cooker. Or rake in the savings on these two-tier resin tables in white granite and hunter green, only $5.50 each. And if that's not enough, grab hold of some Kingsford charcoal and lighter fluid, now sale priced. At Rose's, you can satisfy your appetite without weighing down your budget.
You've got more dollars at Rose's.
Finding someone to service our heat pump was like finding the right family doctor.
You ever have a home comfort problem, call Steve Bennett or Lee Blackburn at Blackburn Carter Heating and Air Conditioning.
We wanted someone we could trust.
They'll give you the best customer service.
Who knows what they're doing.
Blackburn Carter's passed the Lennox Quality Dealer Standard.
Someone who really delivers.
Well,
call your participating independent Lennox dealer for special offers on select equipment. Lennox, one less thing to worry about.
Go ahead, Grandpas.
Guess what we got for your birthday?
You first.
We got you a great toy doggy.
How nice. Oh, but Grandpa Smith got you a real doggy.
We also got him a bike.
We got him a colored TV.
Three-way calling from Southern Bell gets everyone on the line at one time. For some, the benefits are unlimited.
We're taking him to the circus.
Take him. We bought him the circus. Hear the tigers?
So act now and get free connection. At Southern Bell, actions speak.
The average homeowner has some type of security system to keep unwanted prowlers away. Some may even own a guard dog. But this family prefers to ruffle the feathers of would-be robbers. Jed Mescon reports.
When you walk through this fence at the Narramore home in Sunny Daisy, oh, it's not Gabby the cat or Bitsy the dog who should concern you. It's Cade and John, two wild turkeys whose mission is to guard the house and those living in it.
They'll attack anybody that comes in that's not used to them, really. They got spurs, and if something attacks them, they'll defend themselves. And then they got a pretty good beak on them, too.
Jimmy, what happens around, Thanksgiving? I hate to say it.
Thanksgiving? We have to buy them. If I kill one of those, I'd have to leave home.
The turkeys were caught in South Georgia and were brought here to be raised. Apparently, they can cause quite a commotion when people come to visit.
I still have friends that call and say, I'm coming, will you watch the turkeys before I come in?
Sure, they're wild, so it does take some attack turkey training every now and then to keep them in shape.
That goes like that.
Attack turkeys? Oh, come on. Well, since I had my new suit on, I decided to let photographer Glenn Wagner see if it's true.
Sick 'em, John. Sick 'em, Gade.
Jetty's got me by the leg. While one pinned him down, the other pecked away. Nice job, guys. Nice job. For NBC News, I'm Jed Mescon.
We told you yesterday at noon about a Winston-Salem cat who brought home top honors from a cat show in New York City. But can he paint? Well, apparently some talented felines can, and that's why an exhibit in Berkeley, California has opened. It features artwork done by cats, like paw paintings, litter box paintings, even their own sculptures, like a cat-clawed recliner. The artwork is featured in a book now at a store near you called Why Cats Paint.
Why do people buy books about cats that paint?
Because they love cats.
Cats that paint.
Yeah, I think it would make a great conversation piece.
You know, every time I think that I've heard it all, I learn so much more in the last segment of this show than I could ever hope to. Weather question now. It's Severe Weather Awareness Week. How many tornadoes touched down in North Carolina last year? And it was a high number for this state.
5.
You really will be surprised.
What?
25
oh,
last year.
Oh, my goodness.
We average 15 tornadoes each year. And last year definitely was a high one.
I didn't know we averaged that many each year.
Usually down in the Sandhills in the eastern part of the state. But we get our fair share in the Piedmont, too. Let's take a look at the forecast now as we head into this afternoon. Chance of thunderstorms, 74 degrees, but those thunderstorms probably not until tonight. Best chance of thunderstorms overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. Temperature dropping throughout the day tomorrow and getting cooler for Thursday, but warming right back up for the weekend.
Just what I want to hear. When you join us again tonight at 6, we'll tell you the story behind one-of-a-kind T-shirts made right here in the Triad. They're made here, but they could attract collectors from all over the world, and they have to do with the Olympics coming to Atlanta. We'll tell you about your best chance to get one tonight at 6. That's all for NewsWatch 12 at noon. We appreciate your company. I'm Wanda Starke.
And I'm Chris Runge. Have a great day, everybody.